with the beard. James Harden has made his debut for
Beard.
the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's been 3 games. So far, the Cavs have won all 3 games, and it has looked really, really solid so far. Nick, since you weren't here to talk about your initial thoughts on this trade, I guess go into what your thoughts were on the trade and how that's compared to what you've been seeing on the floor.
Well, man, it happened fast. Like you guys said in the last episode, we got off and they started talking about it, and then the next day it happened. And initially it was like, dang, Darius Garland's gone. That's core four. And Ben's reaction was like, I totally agree with it. When you guys talked about it on here, I was like, I don't know if messing with the chemistry right now is a good thing because like James Harden, sure, he can get guys involved and do the stuff he's doing right now, which throwing back behind the back cut passes. Holy crap, dude. Like that was awesome. But I had concerns while I was listening to Ben talk, like, Mobley and Allen can get swallowed up from time to time against bigger bigs. And like if they become invisible against like that could take a whole thing away with Harden and coming in. But the more I think about it, it's like, well, you're dealing with the same issues with Darius, and at the end of the day, it's an upgrade. So at the end of the day, I think it's an upgrade, and I think it makes them more competitive and more of a threat come the playoff time.
Yeah, and so far, Joey, first, it still is crazy to see him in a Cavs uniform. Like, I still can't believe it. But 3 games in, I mean, the way that he's been able to fit in without a single practice, really only film sessions, and the wins. Now, of course, they beat the Kings in his first game, and then the Wizards on Wednesday night. But in the middle there, a huge win at Denver, come from behind win, and in those 2 clutch wins against the Kings and the Nuggets, James Harden played a key role in the fourth quarter, knocking down some clutch shots. But really across the board, Joey, I mean, it feels like everyone in that starting five for the Cavs right now since the trade, it's been looking really good together. And of course, we've also seen, Schroeder and Ellis get involved more off the bench.
Yeah, I've been loving. I was with Ben, and what you were saying, Nick, is like the chemistry. I was very worrisome about it, but it's very difficult to join a team when you're on a West Coast trip and you literally have maybe a day before you have to play your first home game, and which is what he had. And they've looked like you said, they've looked fantastic. He's been very clutch, hitting some clutch threes, getting people involved, showing off the flashy assists. I've been thoroughly thrilled of with Harden and the way, like you said, Schroeder and Ellis as well off the bench. Exactly what I was hoping they'd bring, which was energy and defense off the bench, which is what we desperately needed. And I've been loving it. I think with the way that, again, I know we're Cavs fans, but I think we might be favorites in the East now, especially with the way the Knicks have been on hot and cold all season, and you don't really know what you're gonna get. And I don't know. I like the Pistons, but JB kind of, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done in the playoffs. He certainly couldn't get it done here.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens when it comes to that. But Ben, so far, Harden's numbers the first 3 games, he had 23 points and 8 assists at Sacramento. Against Denver, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, including that monster step back three to tie the game in the final minute there. And then in this game against the Wizards, 13 points and 11 assists, only took 4 shots, 1 for 4 from the field. The foul baiting is finally on our side, so I love watching it. He was 10 for 12 at the free throw line. But really, Ben, he's been doing everything. He's been doing everything so far for this Cleveland team. What has been the most impressive thing to you about the way that Harden has fit in and made his teammates better?
Yeah, I have been impressed with like his chemistry that he's had with guys in this team already so far coming in. I mean, he's proven me wrong so far with that from my initial reaction I had last week on here. But uh, like think with the Cavs, if they could prove me wrong in a good way or something, I'll take it. And I'm quite happy about the start that we're having with James Harden. Like, yeah, as you guys said, he's getting a lot of assists already to our guys, and he hits the big clutch shots in the Kings and Nuggets games, which I was thrilled about. step back free was awesome. The Denver game, that was a big time shot in that one. And Donovan Mitchell and Atkinson, they were quite confident about this move before, he started playing games for us, Harden, but so far their confidence seems to be paying off. He's working out great here so far. And since we've got a James Harden to serve him in the lineup, along Schroeder and Keon Ellis, who of course we acquired too to trade deadline, the Kansas just seemed like they've been playing their best basketball of the year in these last few games, and I'm thrilled. Like, this team could totally be able to compete in the East and possibly make the finals. Like, I'm thinking this for the first time I have this season with what I've been seeing.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Ben.
Yeah, and it's super fun too because they were starting to get back on track even before the trade, but it seems to have brought a whole new energy to this team and this locker room now that this juice has come in. Like the premature things about Harden coming into this team, like the trepidations, which are understandable about the chemistry because Garland is such a huge locker room piece and things like that. They're understandable, but James Harden, like he's one of the smartest players to ever play the game, one of the best playmakers to come in. And he's one of those guys that has been proven to be able to fit in with anywhere, any type of system, with any type of player, and work super well. So honestly, I'm not really super surprised that it's gone this well to start just because of who it is. Now, the questions will come in the playoffs when he does have a bit of a stinker game because it's bound to happen at some point. But I think you take the good and the bad with this situation. And part of the things that have been really good, Nick, is, of course, the way that Donovan Mitchell has played. He's been playing this way all season long. But we got to talk about Jared Allen and the way that he